The streets of Baghdad are no longer just a stage for protests. They've become a battlefield of ideas. Billboards, once dominated by warlords, now bear the faces of women. Women who survived bombings, corruption, and loss and are now running for power. Armored convoys still roll through the streets, but alongside them, campaign vehicles with loudspeakers blast messages of hope. Fighter jets patrol the skies above, yet beneath them, Iraq's daughters are mobilizing a different kind of force: democracy. This is no symbolic gesture. This is a full-scale social offensive. Over 1,000 women have stepped into the political arena, a record-breaking number in Iraq's turbulent history. They are doctors, journalists, soldiers' widows, each carrying the weight of a nation's trauma and the determination to rebuild it. The same hands that once wrapped bandages on wounded soldiers now wave political banners. The same eyes that watch missiles fall now stare down the faces of corruption in parliament halls. As tanks rumble through Mosul's outskirts and security drones circle the capital, one truth becomes clear: Iraq's power struggle is shifting from the battlefield to the ballot box, and the most dangerous weapon in this new war is a woman with a vote. But make no mistake, this rise comes at a price. Behind every smiling candidate photo is a story of fear. These women campaign under the threat of militias, the shadow of extremist groups, and the constant surveillance of those who want them silenced. Many have received death threats, some move with private security, while others drive armored vehicles once used in combat. In one chilling scene, a convoy carrying a female candidate is ambushed outside Kirkuk. RPG shells explode on the roadside, bullets slice the night air. Yet she steps out of her car, raises her hand, and continues her rally. That moment went viral not because of Paul, but because of fearless defiance. Military analysts say Iraq's social transformation mirrors the tension seen in combat zones. Old power structures, like fortified Bund from within, the patriarchy, once protected like a military fortress, is now under siege from a new kind of soldier: the educated woman. Every rally feels like a mission. Every public appearance a potential attack zone. But they don't retreat. They advance step by step, word by word, because these women know revolutions aren't always fought with rifles. Sometimes they're fought with resilience sharper than any blade. And that's exactly what terrifies the old guard. The irony: as women rise to power, Iraq's military machine keeps turning. Drones hum over northern borders. F-16 fighter jets roar through the sky on routine patrols. Tanks line the deserts of Anbar. And while men in uniform guard the nation's borders, women in plain clothes are guarding its future. For decades, Iraq's defense budget absorbed billions, a symbol of power and control. But this new wave of female politicians is questioning it all. Why fund endless weapons when classrooms still lack light? Why strengthen tanks while hospitals crumble? The generals don't like those questions. Neither do the arms dealers. But they can't ignore them anymore, because the voices asking them now sit on debate stages and soon perhaps in Parliament itself. Some candidates are even calling for Offensive Democracy Act, policy demanding transparency in military spending and redirecting funds to rebuild war-torn schools. It's bold, it's dangerous, and it's revolutionary. In a nation where speaking against the military once meant exile or execution, these women are rewriting the rules of courage. The sound of their speeches now competes with the sound of artillery drills. And for the first time in Iraq's modern history, hope is echoing louder than war. Around the world, intelligence agencies and geopolitical analysts are watching closely, because this isn't just Iraq's internal story. It's a signal. If women can rise in Iraq, they can rise anywhere. The Pentagon calls it socio-political chain reaction. Moscow calls it an unpredictable variable. Tehran sees it as a threat. And why wouldn't they? For decades, Middle Eastern politics has been shaped by men, militias, and military might. But this is something no satellite, no drone, no army predicted. The UN has already issued statements supporting these candidates, calling it a turning point in global gender politics. Meanwhile, war strategists warn that power vacuums could emerge, that the old order may retaliate. But to Iraq's women, those warnings sound like what they've heard their whole lives: you can't. And their answer is louder than any airstrike. Watch us. As their campaigns gain traction, their message crosses borders, inspiring movements in Syria, Yemen, even Afghanistan. This isn't just a political change. It's a shockwave across a region still wrapped in barbed wire and fear. Election day arrives. The air feels thick, not just with sand and heat, but with tension. Checkpoints swarm with soldiers. Armored vehicles line every road. Military drones hover overhead, scanning for threats. But amid the steel and silence, women walk forward. Old, young, veiled, unveiled, some holding children, others holding ballots. It's a sight Iraq hasn't seen before, a march of defiance wrapped in democracy. And then the twist. Early results begin to roll in. Female candidates are not just participating, they're winning. One by one, constituencies flip. Shockwaves ripple through government halls. In Basra, a widow of a fallen soldier secures a landslide victory. In Baghdad, a journalist who once reported from bomb shelters now prepares to take her seat in parliament. Tears disbelief and applause collide. A nation once ruled by warlords is now being reshaped by its women. Helicopters fly overhead as crowds gather in city squares. But for once, it's not for war, it's for hope. The old guard watches nervously. The people watch in awe. Because something irreversible has begun, a revolution without gunfire. As the dust settles, the sound of artillery fades, replaced by speeches echoing through Iraq's new parliament halls. Some call it chaos, others call it rebirth. The military still stands, the weapons still shine. But for the first time, Iraq's future doesn't depend on who has the biggest gun, it depends on who has the bravest heart. And those hearts belong to the women who refuse to stay silent. This is more than politics. It's the rewriting of Iraq's identity. It's a silent revolution shaking the ground harder than any bomb ever could. Because true power isn't seized by force. It's earned by courage. If this story moved you, if you believe that even in the heart of war, hope can rise, then like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to stay connected with us. Because revolutions like these are just beginning.